Thank you, Mr. Toastmaster, fellow Toastmaster, and honored guests. For every minute you are angry, you lose 60 seconds of happiness. Ralph Waldo Emerson. The first time I saw this quote was when I was in my grandma's apartment. I was 7 years old, and I read it, and I had no idea what it meant. First off, I had no idea that a minute and 60 seconds were the same amount of time. And I also didn't understand the impact of being happy or angry. I was a kid. I was usually happy generally. But as I got older and I saw it time after time, and I started to reflect more and more on happiness, I realized how true that statement was. Why do we choose to be angry? Why do we choose to be sad? But it's implying that we can really choose it. And can we choose happiness? Can we actually make ourselves happy when we know we're not? Well, to truly understand happiness, we first have to know what the definition is. According to the dictionary, the definition of happiness is a state of well-being and contentness. Happiness is a state and not a trait, and that is really important to try to differentiate between the two. A trait is a relatively permanent characteristic. For example, a trait could be something like outgoing or shy, while a state is a temporary change in one's personality. So you can be super angry or you can be happy. Since this is state and temporary, it's how our brains work and perceive something that really has an impact on if we can be happy. According to an article in Psychology Today by Christopher Bergold, brain science is a triad of electrical, architectural, and chemical components working in concert to create a state of mind. This state of mind can be happiness. When the neurochemicals in our brain are activated or released, they send that trigger that make you feel either happy, sad, or angry. So the ones that will make you happy would be adrenaline or endorphins, and we have the power to use that and become happy. But can you choose to be happy, or does it just happen? The answer is yes to both of that. In the TED Talk, Surprising Science of Happiness, Dan Gilbert explains that there are different ways that we can be happy. First, we have natural happiness. And natural happiness is getting what we want. That is how you know you're happy. Things go your way. But then there is synthetic happiness. And synthetic happiness comes from trying to make yourself happy and get there. Like the Rolling Stones once said, you can't always get what you want. But if you try sometimes, you get what you need. And that is where your synthetic happiness can come in. Because you're not always going to get what you want. You're not always going to get first place in the contest. You're not always going to get cake instead of apples. But you can always try to find the positive outcome in that. We have a prefrontal cortex, and that is our decision-making area. And in that prefrontal cortex, you can actually try out certain scenarios before you go and do it. And during that time, you use something called impact bias. And what that impact bias does, it simulates the different outcomes and how they can affect you. So you actually get to experience the action before you actually do it and see, will I be happy or will I not be? And you can actually choose the path of happiness. And that synthesized happiness is actually just as real as actual happiness. Studies have shown that the brainwaves that you get from the synthesized happiness is just as similar as when you're actually truly happy. So now that we know that we can choose happiness, how do we do it? Well, there are several ways that you can actually go and choose happiness. The first one is to smile. When you smile, the muscles actually start to trigger in your brain that you are happier. It actually has a positive feedback loop that shows, okay, I'm happy, I got this going on. So from a research study in Germany in 2009, they said that by activating those muscles by your eyes and at your mouth, it has all the endorphins and the adrenaline going through, and it actually reduces stress levels and can put you in a better and happier state of mind. So smile more, and it really will help you out. The second thing to do would be to write it down. Tal Ben-Zahir, who is a psychology professor at Harvard University, says that by writing 3 things that make you happy every single night will actually make you happier in the end. And they don't have to be big. You could say something as promotion at work. That would make anyone happy. But you could also say, I had the best chicken sandwich today. And that made you happy at that moment you had it. So it can be big, it can be small, but if you write down 3 things, you'll focus on the positives and not the negatives, and that will help overall make you a happier person. And lastly, create positive relationships. A professor of psychology at the University of California says social relationships are the biggest factor in happiness and well-being. So that means you should go out and join that club, join Toastmasters, join that community, and really have that sense of belonging, because you'll become happier in the end, because those people want you to be happy and they're striving to do what's best for you. Happiness, it can be real or it can be synthetic, but it's up to us to truly choose how we want to be. We can do like Ralph Waldo Emerson said, and choose happiness over being angry. It is really up to us, which is why I encourage you all to choose happiness. Thank you.
Thank you, Madam Evaluator, and again, good evening, fellow Toastmasters and guests, and particularly Rebecca. Choose happiness, Rebecca. I can't look at your face without being happy. You just project happiness. So this is a very good topic for you to choose for your speech. And I did like the title. I have heard that theory before, that people can choose to be happy. So I really enjoyed the way that you expounded on that theory. You gave me a sheet of quotes and references, which led me to believe that your topic was very well researched and very well organized. You did do a lot of things that I thought were excellent in your speech presentation. You do use pauses for emphasis. You emphasize particular phrases and lists of key points. You have gestures where you line things out or use the 1, 2, 3, which are excellent features for giving a speech. You use some very interesting opening to catch your audience's attention. And then things that you might want to work on. Well, it's probably because I'm getting older and perhaps not hearing as well as I used to. But I do think you could slow down a little bit more. Because when you speak rapidly, sometimes you don't enunciate your words as clearly as your audience would like to be able to hear and understand them. You're not maniacal, but slow down just a little bit more. And then it asked me, what would I suggest for you to challenge yourself? I enjoy this speech so much. I think you should challenge yourself by volunteering to give this speech to one of our other community organizations and persuade them to choose happiness by coming and listening to you at Toastmasters every week. Madam Evaluator.